Hello, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the Cambridge Proficiency exam, the CPE, and we're going to be having a look at part 3 of the speaking exam. Let's look at the facts, shall we? First of all, this part of the exam lasts for around 12 minutes, give or take. It really depends on your answers. You will be given a prompt card, so this is where they give you these cards and you have to speak by yourself for about 2 minutes, and then your partner will be asked to answer a question on your card as well. So, an example question. So this is what the examiner is going to say. So to one of the candidates, let's call him Jack. Okay Jack, I'm going to give you a card with a question on it, and I would like you to tell us what you think. There are also some ideas that you may use if you wish. So here's an example of a card. How important is music in our lives? And they have 3 prompts: relaxing, entertainment and tradition. Now the examiner won't read this card to you, but you can see these prompts here. You don't have to speak about these. These are just ideas for you to use if you want to. You can come up with your own ideas. Alright, here is your card, the examiner will say. He'll give you only about 10 seconds to think, so you don't really have a lot of time to prepare. And he or she will also remind you, please let Susan see your card as well. Remember, you have 2 minutes before Susan and I join in. And then, if you're Jack, it's your turn to speak. After this, when you've spoken for 2 minutes, your partner, Susan, the examiner will say, which music do you think is best for relaxing? Susan will answer the question, and after Susan's answered the question, he'll turn around to Jack and he'll say, okay Jack, do you agree? And you've got a comment on what Susan said. And then the whole process repeats itself. However, this time Susan will get her card. Okay Susan, here is your card with a question on it, and I would like you to tell us what you think. There are also some ideas that you may use if you wish. Here is Susan's card. How important is music in our educational system, and her prompts. Alright, here is your card. 10 seconds to have a little look and read through it. Please let Jack see the card as well. Remember, you have 2 minutes before we join in. So now Susan will speak for 2 minutes. After that, Jack gets a question this time. Okay Jack, do you think that learning music should be compulsory? Jack will answer this question, 30-40 second answer should suffice. And then he'll ask Susan, okay Susan, what do you think? And Susan will give her opinion on the topic. So let's have a look at this all planned out. Yes, so you can see here, first of all, Jack receives his prompt card, talks for 2 minutes. Then Susan is asked a question based on his card. And finally, Jack is asked to respond to what Susan said. Then Susan will get the card, speaks for 2 minutes. Jack will be asked a question on the topic, and Susan will then respond to what Jack said. Yeah, so hopefully that makes it very, very clear what's happening. So after this, there is a discussion on this topic. So here I think it was about education, so there'll be more questions about education. For example, let's have a look at some of these questions. So after you've spoken using your cards and responded to your partner's question, there will be a discussion on the topic, and you'll face questions like this. How do you think music will change in the future? Should music be a compulsory part of the school syllabus? What skills can people learn by playing music? So you see, when you're dealing with these questions, this is your chance to really impress the examiner and give extended answers using examples and lots of things like this. Tips. So what tips can I give you for this part of the exam? First of all, as I kind of mentioned earlier, you can use the prompts on your prompt card, or you can come up with your own ideas. Now, a lot of the time students rely heavily on the prompts, and this is perfectly fine, but sometimes you will find that there is a prompt there, or a point, that you don't really like, and people will still talk about this point, or maybe they haven't understood what the point actually means, and because of this they're kind of talking nonsense. So do make sure that you comprehend all the prompts on your prompt card, and if you don't, come up with your own idea as you're speaking. Use linking words, especially with the prompt cards. You have to organize your answers. The examiners will be looking at your discourse management, which is your ability to speak in a organized and logical manner. So you do need expressions, first of all, another point to consider. Organize what you're saying, and this will really help it be more persuasive and give a better answer, and you'll certainly get higher marks. Practice speaking for 2 minutes. Oh yes, this is a must. And again, you know that your target is 2 minutes with the prompt card, so practice speaking to a friend, practice speaking to a mirror. There's lots and lots of little prompt cards, usually in the back of your test books, or you can find them online, and practice speaking on a wide range of topics for 2 minutes, because trust me, they can come up with anything, and sometimes in the exam people come out and go, whoa, the prompt card I got was really difficult. And so you really got to practice speaking on an array of topics. Use examples. This always works, especially with the prompt card. You can use some examples, but also in the next stage, in the extended responses, if you want to prove what you're saying, it's good to back yourself up with an example. Don't interrupt your partner. Oh yes. So some people, especially if they don't understand what's meant to be happening at what stage, and you do get someone who's very passionate or opinionated, they might interrupt their partner. Never do this, especially during their 2-minute prompt session or in their extended answers. The examiner will give you a chance to respond only after the prompt card question, pretty much. Only that. Don't interrupt your partner. Listen to what your partner is saying. This is particularly relevant after the prompt card. Remember, your partner will get a question on your card. This is where you've got to listen to what your partner is saying, because you will be asked to respond. So you should be thinking while they're speaking to what extent you agree with what they're saying, or whether you disagree, or indeed your opinion on the topic. So when the examiner asks you, you are prepared and you're ready to answer. I hope this video has given you a lot to think about, and it's made this stage a lot clearer for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. There are lots of videos, as you'll see here. This is one of our proficiency vocabulary videos, which topically deal with vocabulary in bite-sized chunks for you to learn. This particular one is all about types of look. So check them out if you want to improve your vocab. Thanks for watching again. Bye for now.